Yeah, he told
Cap.
you. He told
See,
you.
he afraid of me right there. You see that?
No, I'm not saying that. What? Well, he's actually from an outside observer, right? From a pale skin, Yakubian skin bitch like myself. What I see here is he's actually right on this point. I don't see any reason, and the scripture verses that you labeled on this particular point are exceptions to the rule. When there's no man available in the family lineage, that's when it goes to the woman. So on
So
this
if
particular
you get
point,
into me for a second, Doctor
I
Responsible,
say
just listen
okay,
to
but
me.
I will say it seems like he ate you up. So give it
Not
1 minute, and
really.
then
That's
Pass it
right.
around.
who
Pass
was
it
the
around.
So Doctor
who?
Responsible, respectfully. So if
Real
you
quick,
actually
let me
heard
get
the
the next
initial
verse.
argument,
Let Doctor
no, hold on a
Responsible
second.
Thank
Hold
land.
on,
you.
hold on, hold on.
Okay.
I have the
The
actual source. Faithful, you don't have
the
any
hold
source.
on, bro. Hold on, bro. I'm saying this to Doctor Responsible. The initial argument wasn't that I'm arguing for matriarchal descent alone or anything foolish like that. What I said, and if you would have heard closely, is responding to the gentleman that said, nowhere in the Bible, nowhere will you find matriarchal descent. And I cut him when I went to Numbers 27 and 8, and I went to First Chronicles chapter 2. And that's not the only place. You have a man whose father's from the tribe of Judah, but he's called the son of Manasseh because his mother's from Manasseh, named Jair. You have other examples of men who there's lineage is being traced through the mother, even though they have a father who's from the tribe of Judah. See, these nincompoops don't realize that if you actually read the Bible, you do have a concept of matriarchal descent. He said there's no concept. So
Okay.
no, I ate him up.
Shalom. I was first and foremost give all the praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Bashim, Yahushai, Bashim, Aruchak, Wadash. Double honor to the elder apostles and bishops of the great millstone who rule well. Peace, blessings, and salutations unto the hopeful elect tabernacle of David scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. Now, before I even begin, this dude faithful to the devil, he need to shut the hell up. You don't know the scriptures, bro. All right, and you proud as ever. You're super proud. All right, all the name calling and the ad hominem, and you know that's a bad look. All right, now I want to actually address this topic. As I was watching Elder Apostle Tahar's lesson on it, where they're discussing and arguing, if matriarchy or matrilineal descent is biblical, because you got the small hats who determine their race, by their mother, and the Bible is actually patrilineal. It deals with patriarchy. That's why when you read in various chapters, dealing with the lineage or genealogy of kings, you'll notice that is a list of men. All right, because you determine your pedigree by the house of your fathers. That's in the law. All right, and they try to use this these verses here to try to argue that this is what proves the case of there being a matrilineal descent. But this isn't really going into you becoming of a tribe based on what a woman is. This is only dealing with inherited land. All right, if a man if a man didn't have a daughter, which sometimes that happens, you got men that'll have a bunch of daughters and no sons at all. If he didn't have any sons, the daughter, one of the daughters, you know, more than likely the eldest daughter is going to get that inheritance. But what they leave out is that that same daughter, when she marries, she's supposed to marry of somebody of the same tribe of her father to keep that inheritance within that tribe and that family. So that really doesn't stop anything. All right. And we're gonna get into it, but I just want to pinpoint that. And also what this is gonna also show is that even though you have in this account, in this circumstance, you have what the scriptures say right here, an Egyptian that was given the daughter of an Israelite, all right, Sheshan. This is dealing with the lineage of uh, Judah. You read up above the genealogy of King David. So once it get down here to Sheshan, this is First Chronicles 2:34, and this is what that proud demon, faithful to the devil, he said that he used this to cut Captain Tazaryak. All right, this followed by Numbers the 27th chapter. So we're gonna get them. The apostle went into it. I'm gonna go into it, but I want to go into another chapter in the law that they left out, showing you that these dudes really don't understand, what they're speaking on, and that's why you have to study to show yourself approved, man. Search the scriptures, because these Christians, they'll come with these type of questions and use these scriptures, and if you're not learned, they can leave you stuck. So that's why it's important to read these scriptures, read the law, read the history, get into it. So I'm gonna just read it. This is First Chronicles 2:34. It says, "Now Sheshan had no sons but daughters, and Sheshan had a servant, an Egyptian, whose name was Jarha. And Sheshan gave his daughter to Jarha, his servant, to wife, and she bare him Attai." All right, and a few years back, Vocab Haman and his cronies, when they came out to New York, and they confronted the apostles, and they had a little back and forth. They tried to use this to say that heathens can marry into the line of the tribes of Israel. But when you cross-examine, when you closely examine, the scriptures, you'll see that it wouldn't have been possible for him to have been an actual Egyptian, because they would be in violation of the marriage inheritance laws. You're not allowed, according to the law, to give a heathen over to an Israelite woman. They're not supposed to marry anyway. We're not supposed to give our daughters unto another nation. But also, if she was given an inheritance, if she inherited her father's inheritance, she was not to marry of another tribe, let alone a heathen, or the inheritance of that land would be given over to another tribe, or it would be given to a heathen. Because ultimately, when the daughter marries, we know that the man becomes the head. We know, according to the scriptures, that when a man getteth a wife, he getteth a possession. So what she inherits, what she possesses, when she marries a husband, the husband ultimately becomes the inheritor. All right. So let's go to Numbers 27. Then we're gonna go to Numbers 36, which is what they actually left out. All right. And this is a cut to what they're talking about. But let's go to Numbers 27 first. Numbers 27 and verse 8, and which is going to show you that dealing with the law on inheritance, the purpose is to keep it in the family, keep it within the tribe. All right. The Lord gave every respective tribe their own inheritance. So each tribal inheritance is to be kept within that respective tribe. All right. And this and where I'm going to go to next is why this was addressed in the law. So this is Numbers 27 and 8. It says, "And thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel, saying, If a man die and have no son, then you shall cause his inheritance to pass unto his daughter." So she automatically, her being, all right, a daughter of that tribe because of her father, that inheritance by default is going to go to the daughter because he didn't have any sons, right? And if he have no daughter, then you shall give his inheritance unto his brethren. So just give it to his brothers. If he doesn't have a daughter, if he didn't have any children, all right, well, next in line, his brothers. If he got brothers, they all are part of the same tribe, right? It says, and if he have no brothers, no brethren, then you shall give his inheritance unto his father's brethren. So hey, he definitely got some uncles. Okay, basically you got family. So we're going to keep this inheritance within the family, right? And if his father have no brethren, then you shall give his inheritance unto his kinsman that is next to him of his family, and he shall possess it, and shall be unto the children of Israel a statute of judgment, as the Lord commanded Moses. All right. So that's the protocol on how to handle the law of inheritance and it being passed down. All right. Usually the first in line is the eldest son. All right. But if you don't have any sons, all right, we'll give it to the daughter. All right. Now, you can say, okay, well, hey, the fact that the daughter is mentioned, that's proof right there. But what you didn't further read, if you would actually, examine the scriptures, when you go here to Numbers 36, it further elaborates on if the daughter received inheritance. All right. And it goes into inheritance by marriage. Right. So let's read that. All right. This is Numbers 36, starting at the top. And the chief fathers of the families of the children of Gilead, the son of Machir, the son of Manasseh, of the families of the sons of Joseph, came near and spake before Moses and before the princes, the chief fathers of the children of Israel. And they said, the Lord commanded my Lord to give the land for an inheritance by the lot of the children of Israel. And my Lord was commanded by the Lord Yahweh to give the inheritance of Zelophehad, our brother, unto his daughters. Right? So this is a case of an Israelite man. All right, he happens to come from the tribe of Manasseh. He didn't have any sons, so it was commanded that he had to give it to the daughters. Because if he had any sons, by default, it would have went to his eldest son. So in this circumstance, it had to be given to the daughters. It says, and if they be married to any of the sons of the other tribes of the children of Israel, then shall their inheritance be taken from the inheritance of their fathers. All right, because if they marry an Israelite from another tribe, then that man who marries them takes on that inheritance, and that man being from another tribe is not from the same tribe of her father. So that means that a person of another tribe just inherited that tribal inheritance belonging to that respective tribe. All right. So if the daughters married an Israelite from the tribe of Issachar when they're of their fathers of the tribe of Manasseh, then the inheritance go to Issachar. So to prevent that from happening, they would have to marry a man of their own tribe, a tribe of their own fathers, to keep it in the family, because the father is what determines your nationality, your tribe, your lineage. This is proof. This is a cut. All right, this faithful to the devil talking about he cutting somebody. No, if you would have actually brought this out, you would have got cut. It says, and shall be put to the inheritance of the tribe whereunto they are received, so it shall be taken from the lot of our inheritance. Yeah, it's going to take from our inheritance and given to a Israelite from another tribe. It no longer belonged to our family, our tribe. It says, and when the jubilee of the children of Israel shall be, then shall their inheritance be put unto the inheritance of the tribe whereunto they are received. so shall their inheritance be taken away from the inheritance of the tribe of our fathers. And Moses commanded the children of Israel according to the word of the Lord Yahweh, saying, the tribe of the sons of Joseph have said well. This is the thing which the Lord Yahweh have commanded concerning the daughters of Zelophehad, saying, let them marry to whom they think best. Only to the family of the tribe of their father shall they marry. All right. To keep it what? To keep it in the family. To keep it according to the tribe of their fathers, because the father carries the seed. The father determines that inheritance based on what tribe he comes from, which is based on which your father is. You see? So really, this bypass what the hell he's talking about. It's still keeping it patrilineal. Okay? Because that daughter who was given inheritance, she still would have to marry a husband, and that husband would have to be of the same tribe of her father. You see? It says, so shall not the inheritance of the children of Israel remove from tribe to tribe. For every one of the children of Israel shall keep himself to the inheritance of the tribe of his fathers. And every daughter that possesseth inheritance in any tribe of the children of Israel shall be wife unto one of the family of the tribe of her father, that the children of Israel may enjoy every man the inheritance of his fathers. All right. So it still stayed within the same tribe. Okay. The same lineage. So that would mean that this Egyptian Jarha, he would still have to have been a Israelite. All right. If according to the law, this Egyptian, he would have to have been of the same tribe as Shishan. Now, if this wasn't the case, if this Egyptian was an actual Egyptian, then guess what? Shishan, that mean that he went off. He would have been in the wrong. He would have been in violation of the law. So it would make more sense that, this Egyptian was an Israelite who more than likely sojourned or came up in Egypt, and he came up to serve the house of Shishan and became a servant. And you can have Hebrew servants. You just can't rule over them like you could rule over a heathen. All right. He probably gave good service to Shishan, and he proved himself to be a good dude. So he felt that he deserved his daughter. Like, I'm gonna give my daughter to you, just like how Jacob served um Laban and took and received both of his daughters. All right. So I'm gonna read a few more verses, and this is pretty much the point here, man. You know, this is verse 9, and it says, "Neither shall the inheritance remove from one tribe to another tribe." So that's prohibited for your daughter if she be given inheritance because she had no brothers. She can't marry of another tribe because the man from that other tribe would take on the inheritance of her father. All right. That tribe will be removed from that inheritance that was given to them. All right, so they had to keep it in the family. She had to marry somebody from her tribe. It says, but every one of the tribes of the children of Israel shall keep himself to his own inheritance. Even as the Lord commanded Moses, so did the daughters of Zelophehad, for Mala, Tirzah, and Hagla, and Milcah, and Noah, and the daughters of Zelophehad were married unto their father's brothers' sons. All right, meaning they're basically their cousins, to keep the inheritance within their tribe. And they were married into the families of the sons of Manasseh, the son of Joseph, and their inheritance remained in the tribe of the family of their father. Okay, so this is clearly in the law. So it's still patriarchal. So faithful to the devil. Shut all the way the fuck up, bro. Shut up. You ain't cut nothing, and nor could you use this to try to prove that a heathen can marry into the sons of Jacob, that they can actually become part of the lineage of a tribe of Israel. That can't happen. All right, Jarha had to have been an Israelite. All right, so that's pretty much my response to it. All right, and matter of fact, there was an account in the book of Kings where you had King Ahab, wicked ass. He tried to take a vineyard which was belonged to an individual. It was his inheritance, and he tried to take it from him. We get that account. I think it's in Kings 21. Yep, First Kings 21:1. And it came to pass after these things that Naboth, the Jezreelite, in which when you do your research, Jezreel um was a city in Judah, and also it was a city in Issachar. Now, there's no telling, um, which Jezreel uh, Naboth came out of. All right, but based on this account, this circumstance, the fact that he denied Ahab of this inheritance, this vineyard that he inherited, shows you that Ahab more than likely probably had been of another tribe. All right, even though because Ahab was of the northern kingdom. All right, but watch what happens. It says that Naboth the Jezreelite had a vineyard which was in Jezreel, hard by the palace of Ahab king of Samaria. And Ahab spake unto Naboth, saying, Give me thy vineyard, that I may have it for a garden of herbs, because it is near unto my house, and I will give thee for it a better vineyard than it. Or if it seem good to thee, I will give thee the worth of it in money. So he was basically trying to bribe him out of his inheritance. And Naboth said to Ahab, The Lord forbidded me that I should give the inheritance of my fathers unto thee. Why? Because he's referring back to the law. I can't give that up to you. Okay? He had to more than likely give it, to one of his sons. All right? Or if he didn't have any sons, it would have to have gone to his daughter. Can't just give it over to another, Israelite just because and of course he did that because he's king, so he, you know, uh pulling rank on Naboth, you know. But he was like, no, I can't give that to you. I have to keep this, within, my father's house, my father's family. And when you read further, down into the chapter, his wicked ass wife Jezebel, she was like, don't worry, don't you govern Israel. I'll give you the vineyard of Naboth. And she had him put to death. And that was wicked as all hell. Okay. But this is just another account. So yeah, man. This is and that's dealing with patriarchy. This is inheritance of my fathers. He didn't say of my mothers. He said of my fathers. I'm not going to give you an inheritance of my fathers unto thee. So, Lord willing, this was edifying. I had to, do a response and, bring some edification to it. All right. Because this right here, it actually goes, further in depth into, the inheritance by marriage, the law on inheritance. All right. Especially if, you have a daughter, if you don't have any sons, but you got a daughter and you got to pass inheritance down to your daughter. Well, here's the law on it. All right. It's still, ended up becoming inherited by a man because she still had to marry a man of her tribe. All right, so that's it, man. You know, Lord willing, this is edifying. I'm gonna give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Shem Shai. And until the next lesson, Shalom.